Yo, what is good, NFL fans? Welcome back to Touchdown Kingdom, the home of all the latest NFL news and content. In today's video, we're going to predict all of the big-time quarterbacks and where they will land this offseason. If you guys are new to Touchdown Kingdom, do me a gigantic favor and make sure you hit that subscribe button and also hit that like button if you enjoyed today's video. Also, feel free to comment down below your predictions of where you feel like these top quarterbacks will end up in this offseason. I'm really excited to break down this video. Before we dive into it, we're going to hear a quick word from the sponsor of Touchdown Kingdom, BetUS. This video is powered by BetUS, the official sportsbook sponsor of Touchdown Kingdom. If you have not tried them out already, BetUS is offering $50 when you sign up, and you do not even have to make a deposit. They're also offering a 125% sign-up bonus up to $2,500 when you sign up. The links are in the description of this video. You can make awesome NFL draft bets and future bets as well on BetUS. Sign up for BetUS today. You have nothing to lose. Super Bowl 57 showed yet again the importance of having an elite or at least capable option at the quarterback position, as Patrick Mahomes and Jalen Hurts elevated their teams with their play, and in Mahomes' case, brought home the ultimate prize in the world of football, the Super Bowl trophy. Mahomes and Hurts will most likely stay with their respective franchises for their ensuing years, giving them stability at the most important position in all of sports. However, not every team is as fortunate as the Chiefs and Eagles. During the 2022 season, a new record was set as 64 different quarterbacks started throughout the year. Whether it would be because their quarterback retired, is looking for a new home, or just didn't live up to expectations, a lot of teams will have to look outside their current roster to fill the quarterback void. Fortunately for them, there are some good and even elite options that will be made available through free agency or trade. Last year saw the Broncos, Colts, and Commanders attempt to solve their quarterback problem by trading or signing veterans, and we all know how that went. That doesn't mean that signing or trading for a quarterback hasn't worked in the past. Tampa Bay, New Orleans, and Denver all won Super Bowls because they went out and got themselves a proven signal caller in the offseason. We are all in the darkness when it comes to predicting which quarterback is going to be where this NFL offseason, but that doesn't mean we won't try. So let's get into the first man, and that's going to be Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers has been doing a good impression of his former teammate Brett Favre when it comes to leaving the football world, guessing where he's going to play, or if he's even going to play. The Packers might be looking to move on from another aging, multiple MVP winning quarterback for the second time in the 21st century, with Rodgers turning 40 years old. Rodgers finished the 2022 season with a 64.6 completion percentage, over 3,600 yards, and 26 touchdowns. Although most would consider that a decent season, it was actually a down year by Rodgers' standards, and maybe his worst since his rookie season. This forces the Packers to consider that their Hall of Fame quarterback could be on the downswing, and his trade value may never be than what it is now. If they decide to pull the trigger and trade him, Rodgers might be following in the steps of his predecessor once again. The Jets present Rodgers with young offensive talent like the likes of Garrett Wilson and Breece Hall, and their defense is arguably better than any defense Rodgers had in Green Bay. Most importantly though, they give Rodgers a sense of familiarity with the hiring of offensive coordinator Nathaniel Hackett. Hackett was Rodgers' offensive coordinator in Green Bay from 2019 to 2021, where Rodgers had 2 of his 4 MVP seasons. Presenting Rodgers with a familiar face will ease his transition into what will prove to be a much different environment than Green Bay. This trade will also benefit the Packers as they look to add talent around Jordan Love, who will be entering his 3rd year in the league. Jet fans should feel hopeful that they will see Aaron Rodgers at MetLife Stadium in 2023. We're predicting Aaron Rodgers to be a Jet. Up next, let's talk about Jimmy Garoppolo. The Raiders will be in need of a quarterback in 2023 if they miss out on Rodgers, considering they recently released Derek Carr after 9 seasons starting for the Silver and Black. Some are speculating that the Raiders could turn to the draft to fix their quarterback problem, but head coach Josh McDaniels could look to a familiar face to help solve the Raiders' quarterback problem, and that's Jimmy Garoppolo. Jimmy G is set to become a free agent after spending his last 6 seasons with San Francisco, going 38-17 over 55 starts and making a Super Bowl appearance. He makes a lot of sense for the Raiders outside of the obvious connection with McDaniels, who he spent 3 years in New England with. The Raiders have the 7th pick in the upcoming draft, and they could be looking to use it on a quarterback, but it's very possible that the top quarterbacks are gone by then. Garoppolo gives Vegas a solid backup plan if they aren't able to snag their desired quarterback in the draft. And if they do end up drafting a quarterback, Garoppolo can serve as a veteran mentor or even a starter for a few games. Garoppolo is coachable, reliable, and a proven winner that the Raiders could add without losing any picks they would have lost in a trade for someone like Rodgers. The only issue with Jimmy Garoppolo is his availability. So we are predicting Jimmy G to land with the Raiders. Up next, Derek Carr. The man the Raiders released, Derek Carr, will also be looking for a new home in 2023. Despite positive visits with the Jets and Saints, there is a team farther up north that seems to make more sense for Carr, the Washington Commanders. Head coach Ron Rivera named former North Carolina star Sam Howell their starter for 2023 season, but they aren't convincing anyone that they won't be looking to add another quarterback this offseason. The Commanders are ready to win now, and Carr will be an immediate upgrade over Howell and anyone else Washington has in their current roster. Their coaching staff also just got a massive boost after hiring former Chiefs offensive coordinator and Super Bowl champion Eric Bieniemy as their new play caller. Considering the talent on offense with the likes of McLaurin, Dotson, and Brian Robinson and the stars on the defensive side of the ball, this roster should be very attractive for a quarterback. Carr must be the missing piece for this team who are looking to capture that elusive NFC East title and beyond. So we're predicting Derek Carr to land with the Washington Commanders. Next up, we got Ryan Tannehill. The Titans have a decision to make regarding Ryan Tannehill as he is set to count $36.6 million against the salary cap next season, with a dead cap number of $18.8 million. Tannehill had a 30-13 record in his first 3 seasons as the quarterback for the Tennessee Titans and led them to a postseason each year. Despite Tannehill's success, the team used a 3rd-round pick in the 2022 NFL Draft on quarterback Malik Willis. Willis saw limited action in 2022, but in that limited action, he looked like anything but the Titans' future quarterback. The Titans might have a shot at drafting a quarterback with the 11th pick, but there are too many quarterback-needy teams in the top 10 to rely on that. Tannehill, who was 6-6 as a starter prior to his injury last year, had never had a losing season as a Titans quarterback. Consistently winning games in the NFL is not an easy task, and Tannehill has proven himself in that regard. Restructuring Tannehill's current deal seems like the best course for action for both sides. So we are predicting Ryan Tannehill to stay with the Tennessee Titans for next season. Last but not least, we got Lamar Jackson, who arguably is the best quarterback on this list that could potentially be hitting the open market. He will have to be made available through a trade, which is why Jackson will most likely be staying in Baltimore. The ongoing contract negotiations have reportedly frustrated Jackson, who has been asking for a near fully guaranteed contract in line with the one Deshaun Watson signed with the Cleveland Browns last year. Jackson missed the Ravens' final 5 regular season games and the wildcard game due to a PCL sprain. Last year wasn't the first time Jackson couldn't finish a season, and his style of play can often invite injuries. Concern over Jackson's durability could be contributing to the deal not being done, but eventually both sides will likely reach an agreement. Head coach John Harbaugh said during the end of the season press conference that he believes Jackson will be the team's quarterback of the future. John Harbaugh even said that there was a, quote, 200% chance that will be the case. The Ravens have essentially built their franchise around Jackson, and after taking him with the 32nd overall pick in the 2018 draft, it has worked so far. Jackson is 46-19 during his tenure with the Baltimore Ravens, including the regular season and the playoffs. It's rare that a team will let a quarterback of Jackson's caliber walk, so quarterback-needy teams like the Jets, Falcons, and Panthers should temper their expectations when it comes to acquiring Lamar Jackson, so we are predicting that he's staying put with the Baltimore Ravens. That wraps up this video on Touchdown Kingdom of our predictions of all these top 5 quarterbacks that's potentially hitting the open market and whether they're re-signing with their teams or they're going elsewhere. Let us know your thoughts down below in the comments section of where you feel like these quarterbacks will end up. We'd love to hear what you guys have to say. Also, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel, and also consider hitting that like button if you enjoyed the video. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.